A recent TD survey finding that 50% of Canadians don't have a will. Will's lawyer Les Kotzer and a friend of Breakfast Television joins us again today to tell us why we need a will and the pitfalls of not having one. I mean, Les, I have no worries about having a will because I've already made it known that I'm leaving everything to Amber when I'm gone, right? Yeah, so just for you, Amber. But this is shocking that half of Canadians are not really truly prepared for their demise.
Well, they don't understand what happens. If you don't have a will, the government writes it for you. It's free, but the government writes it.
But they have my best interests in mind, don't they?
Your best friend won't get anything. Your children get everything at 18. There's no protection for your kids' inheritance growth on it in case they get divorced. There's tax implications. Your spouse doesn't get everything. She gets the first 200 and then splits the rest with the kids.
First 200?
First 200,000 and then splits the rest with the kids.
What about my creditors?
Well, there's lots of problems. I mean, they come first, right? Yeah. So the fact is it's a nightmare. The other problem that I'm concerned about, Kevin, is those who have wills and are out of date. One of the things I do in my practice is I do free reviews of wills as a public service for people, and I see horror stories in wills, wills that are creating tremendous probate implications, wills that are a lot of tax implications, family fight implications. It's a mess. Even
now, I mean, if you feel you've done your will, you did it 10 years ago or whatever, it's in the safe. Why even bother? Well, what's changed so much?
Marriage revokes a will in Ontario. Divorce doesn't. Separation doesn't. So if you're separated, guess what? If your spouse is named in your will, that spouse could get everything you own, even though you're not married. You think you're not married, but the law says you are.
Okay, I'm 23, newly married. I don't have anything. I really don't. I mean, I'm working really tough at my job, trying to get ahead. I don't have to worry about a will.
You do, because you may inherit money from your family. There may be an insurance policy left to you. Your grandparents may have passed away, left to you. My daughter's focuses on young couples' wills. My daughter joined our firm, or a small firm in Thornhill, and she focuses on young people's wills, and they want wills. I don't know how young couples can go to sleep at night without making a will. What about a guardian? Who's going to look after your kids in the event that you pass away? It could be a nightmare. Your family fighting against your husband's family or wife's family over who takes after guardianship of your children.
What makes a will legal? Why can't I just take a piece of paper, write down, I, Kevin Frankish, being of sound mind and body, because I think that's the way a will goes, I leave almost everything to my wife, with the exception of blah, 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 Kevin Frankish, May 25th.
Okay, there are many things you can do in Ontario that are legal to do. You can fix your own car. You can do your own root canal. I don't do either of those. And you can do your own will. The point is, as a wills lawyer, I can tell you, I've been doing this since 1989. You must do it right to protect your family. Every word in a will means something. What does the word antique mean? What does the word memorabilia mean? I don't know. It means something different to you than to me. So the fact is, you've got to do it right, spend the money and do it right. We're not talking tens of thousands of dollars to do this. And so the fact is, do it right and put it away and stop the family fighting. I focus in the area of avoiding family fighting when I draft wills, and that's all that I do. I don't do anything else.
In fact, you penned a book, you and your partner, Barry Fish, penned The Wills Lawyers.
Yes.
And you talk about, hey, folks, if you don't think bad stuff happens in families after you're gone, think again.
Well, the book is entitled The Wills Lawyer Stories of Money, Inheritance, Greed, Family, and Betrayal. And I can tell you there's lots of those stories of greed and betrayal in the book. And the fact is it's very important to read this and understand why these things happen. One word can destroy a family.
Give me a quick example.
Okay, so an example would be of a man, a very interesting story of a man who had an older man who basically pretended to be deaf to hear what his nephews and nieces were saying behind his, thinking that he was deaf.
Really?
And he made a will when he, on his 90th birthday, stood up and said, I've heard everything you've said about me in the last year when I pretended to be deaf, and you're not getting the TV, you're not getting the car, and I heard everything you said in your unguarded dialogue. So there's many stories, shocking, but actually one of the things people can do, if they want to go to willappointment.com, if they're interested in a free review, I will be happy to do a free review of anyone in Ontario's will.
All right, so, and what do you look for in someone who's going to do a will for you? So whether or not they're going to come to you or they're going to come to somebody else, what do you need to know about the person who is preparing your will?
Well, I think you should ask them how many wills they've done in the past. I mean, do they do a lot of wills? Do they do all kinds of areas of law? It's a very focused area. I have books up to my ceiling, seminars and seminars and seminars on wills. And I've actually given seminars on these topics because a lot of people say we need this information. People aren't being told the information. They need information on how to plan properly. And the other thing that's important, Kevin, is power of attorney. If you don't do power of attorney properly, the government of Ontario can step in and freeze everything you own. And one of the things we developed are kits, so you can do them yourself. And again, online they can get those, but these are important.
All right, so if you want more information, we have all your information on our website, breakfasttelevision.ca. You have been at this, you and Barry have been at this forever. So, yeah, just make sure you find someone reputable to do it for you.
Absolutely.
All right,
Thanks
thank
so
you very
much.
much, Les Kotzer.